Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. And I got to start with this from Ripple. The custody market is set to exceed $100 billion by 2033, fueled by tokenized assets. A lot of people in the comments section said to me, how does value come from custody? Well, think about these companies, these institutions that want to bring real world assets to the XRP ledger. There's going to be a fee for that custody service. And then XRP is going to be moving that value on a daily basis at the same time. So custody is going to bring value more to Ripple, but those assets coming to the XRP ledger are going to bring value to XRP. And it's going to be burning XRP in all of those transactions that are happening as well. But custody is a very big market. And I think that $100 billion, I think you could times that by 10 easily. I think it's going to be a $1 trillion market, maybe even bigger by then. Uphold released this earlier today. Ondo has developed a new tokenization platform aiming to bridge U.S. securities like stocks, bonds, and ETFs to blockchain. Investors will have access to securities from both the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. Each token is backed 1-to-1 to ensure a degree of trust and stability. Ondo is huge, and it's going to continue to grow year over year. Don't know what's been going on with Ondo lately? You're either not deep enough into Web3 and real-world assets, or you're sleeping under a rock. Here's the quick rundown. Ondo Summit comes today. USDY goes live on BitGo. Tokenized stocks and bonds via GM. Ondo Nexus for tokenized treasuries. Partnership with Ripple. Head sponsor for Crypto Ball. Not many things more exciting in the Web3 space than what Ondo is doing to kick off 2025. They're working with Franklin Templeton, BlackRock, DTCC, Apollo, and so on. And they're going to be bringing a lot of real world assets onto the XRP ledger as well. It's not just going to be Archax. You're going to see other tokenization coming from other big financial institutions as well. That market is going to be massive. XRP Ledger faces rare disruption, then self-heals. The XRP Ledger, one of the longest running blockchain networks, briefly stalled at ledger height 93,927,173 before spontaneously recovering. Ripple CTO David Schwartz explained the issue was probably due to failed validation publishing, causing a temporary consensus drift. Yet, XRP Ledger recovered on its own, requiring no major validator intervention. Resilient or a sign of deeper issues? Let us know what you think. Honestly, I think something much bigger happened. I mentioned this in a previous video. This also happened on the same day. From the White House crypto czar, what Bitcoin really runs on our blockchains. Take a listen.
Once you understand that, you've kind of got the cryptocurrency itself like Bitcoin, but then what it really runs on are blockchains, which are just distributed ledgers. It's really a new type of decentralized computing platform, and there's a lot of things that can be built on that computing platform.
So he's already talking about Bitcoin running on other blockchains. So think about that for a minute, and then look at the riddles. And I'm not big for riddles. Both the XRP Ledger and the Bitcoin network went down for around the same amount of time yesterday. Is Bitcoin getting ready to run on the XRP Ledger? We've seen infighting from Coinbase and Justin Sun on wrapped Bitcoin products recently. Evidence of this is will be faster Bitcoin payments. XRP fixes Bitcoin. Bitcoin running on the XRP Ledger fixes all the problems with Bitcoin. It will be fast and cheap to move Bitcoin on the XRP Ledger. A lot of people are thinking that's what happened when the XRP Ledger and the Bitcoin network went down at the same time. Who really knows what happened yet? I'm sure we will know in the coming days. But I just wanted to talk about that because I know that's the future for Bitcoin. Massive news. Ripple plus Apple plus XRP transactions via satellite. No internet required. This game-changing technology has been in development for years. The future of global payments is here. Now, we talked about this in multiple videos in the past, how you can transact without internet with XRP. Now, take a listen to Jack Dorsey talking about a level playing field.
I think the world changes a lot as we get these satellites projecting the internet down to Earth, because it just removes a bunch of the former constraints and really levels the playing field. But a global currency, which a native currency for the internet is a proxy for, is a very powerful concept. And I don't think any one person on this planet truly understands the ramifications of that. I think there's a lot of positives to it. There's some negatives as well.
Do you think it's possible, sorry to interrupt, do you think it's possible that this kind of digital currency would redefine the nature of money, so become the main currency of the world, as opposed to being tied to fiat currency of different nations, and sort of really push the decentralization of control of money?
Definitely, but I think the bigger ramification is how it affects how society works. And I think there are many positive ramifications
outside of just
that.
Money.
Outside of just money. Money is a foundational layer that enables so much more. I was meeting with an entrepreneur in Ethiopia, and payments is probably the number one problem to solve across the continent, both in terms of moving money across borders between nations on the continent, or the amount of corruption within the current system.
And he talked about payments, cross-border payments. He also said level playing field. Now, he said global currency. Think of XRP as the world's bridge currency, transacting without internet over the satellites. You're starting to see how this is all coming together. And I think he knows all the plans that are happening over at X. He owns 3% of X. Think about that. I think he's more in the loop than we know. I think Elon is just taking X to the next level. But Elon is also doing this. Elon Musk wants to put the US Treasury on blockchain for full spending transparency. To make this happen, a regulated USD stablecoin like RLUSD is needed. Citizens could track every taxpayer dollar in real time. Think about that, how big that actually is. All of a sudden, we know a lot of these politicians are very corrupt. A lot of money has been going into the pockets of these politicians through money laundering. Now imagine all the money being tracked every single day, and every person in the United States can see where the money's going. How many of these politicians will still be in office once the election cycle comes back around? How many will not get elected again because of the money disappearing into their pockets? I really like the idea of this. Hopefully, Elon goes forward with this. Then you got to look at this as well. Elon Musk and DOGE are pushing back against wasteful government spending, the leading cause of inflation. Inflation hurts the poorest Americans the most. Less government spending equals less inflation. Those who depend on government spending to maintain control are furious. Look at how pissed off some of these politicians are right now. It shows you who is corrupt in the government. Chuck Schumer actually said that DOGE was taking away his money. This says everything one needs to know. And he went on a full-on rant. Same thing with Elizabeth Warren. These people act like they're poor, like they can actually relate to the American people. They cannot relate to the American people. These people are super rich. They go to Washington with 2 nickels in their pockets and they come out multi-millionaires. And a lot of it is tax dollars that are supposed to be going to help the poorest people in the poorest communities. The money never gets there because it ends up being laundered back to politicians. And let's hope Elon does this as well. Elon Musk's poll asking if the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, should audit the IRS ends with 1.9 million votes. And look at that. 92% want the IRS to be audited. I think we are on the verge of seeing the IRS come to an end. I think we're also going to see the Fed end by 2026. Big things are starting to happen at the U.S. government. And none of it, everything is about transparency now. Regulated, transparent, and fully auditable. And a lot of these politicians have been playing the game far too long. They're so corrupt, they don't even know how to not be corrupt. It's like Tether. I always said, how are they going to pass an audit? When you're committing fraud for such a long period of time, how could you ever not commit fraud? How could you ever pass an audit? You can't. That's why Tether has no future. And hopefully a lot of these politicians, hopefully the American people wake up to the fact that these politicians have been getting rich off of the American people, the American taxpayer. But I think it's time to end the IRS and end the Fed. I think it would be a much better place inside the United States. I honestly do believe we are going to a gold-backed currency. That alone will end the Fed. I also think we're going to have digital money in the United States, most likely in the form of RLUSD and USDC. I think that we're going to see a lot of big changes happen. I don't think it's going to take place before summer. And a lot of people are still talking about that crash happening in 2025 as well. I'm going to do a separate video on stimulus money being paid in digital money. I'm going to try to put something together for tomorrow. I wanted to do it for today, but there was way too much news about Ripple and XRP and what Elon Musk is doing with the IRS and the Treasury. But I'm going to try to put that together for tomorrow. And all of this will end up with XRP investors getting rich in the end. Because XRP, it is regulated. It's no longer going to ever be looked at as a security. It's not a security today, and it won't be a security in the future. And I honestly do believe Jack Dorsey could have been talking about XRP in that clip I played in this video. But until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.